There are 3 games where after our first introduction of me teaching the game to them, immediately afterwards, my friends are like, where can I get this game? Welcome back everyone to the Wolfpack. Welcome back to another dog sitting sesh. And here as I am watching over Oakley today, who is sunbathing outside. Look at this one. I wish I could be chilling like this one.
Oakley. Hey.
So since I'm dog sitting today, it actually fits perfectly because the first game that I would recommend, and one game that I always end up gifting to my friends, is Dog Park. Look, everyone loves dogs, okay? And not only is the theme very, very captivating, but I love that this is a theme where even though dogs are obviously super, super cool and love dogs, but the gameplay is really, really fun as well. And the reason why it's such a giftable type game is because it's really easy to learn, and it's also like a great starter game that I start off with all the time. So in this game, here's a board here, all you're gonna do is walk your dog along the park. I've fully sleeved this game, which is how you absolutely know it is a keeper in my collection. Look at this. Every single card sleeved with matted sleeves. Ugh. A lot of times too, when I'm recommending these games to gamers, they need to have pristine inserts. See that? That is so easy to just take out and play immediately. You have resource trays, which you can just take out, and if you have 4 players, you can put one on either side of the game table. You have, like, everything has its place. Look at that. Meeple's there. It makes it so easy to recommend games when you have inserts like this. Beautiful, everything has its own place. All of these slots for the leashes. You have individual boards that you can just take out so easily. See, all the cards sleeved fit nicely. Beautiful spots for player meeples. It's so hard to beat that. And this game is a beautiful introduction to worker placement because it's so easy. You just have your dog walker and you can't go backwards. So it's like parks in that sense. And on your turn, you just take your worker and you can go as far as you want along this track. And then whatever space you land on, that is what you're gonna get. So here you would get a toy. Here you would get a bone. You have that introduction to set collection and collecting dogs, something that is memorable and something that is of course very, very relatable. And then you also put players in an interesting situation because then the faster they get to the end game goal, the more points they score. But then the farther along that they stay back, then the more resources that they can collect. But when you have a system like that in place with a relatable theme, with beautiful customization and inserts, with things that are just so organized, and just look at these trays. Look at this. That's crazy. 10 out of 10 recommend, and a game that I've given away at least 3 times. The deluxe version too, by the way. By the way, this is not a sponsored video at all. I did purchase all the games that you're going to see today. Now, I also know that Dog Park did do an expansion, so if any of you have played that, let me know how that is because I still have it in shrink. So, yeah. Onwards to game number 2. It's funny that I'm wearing a Luthier shirt, which is one game that I wouldn't gift because A, I won it first. Excuse me. 2, it's not even out yet. And 3, it's way too heavy for me to be recommending for new players and stuff. So, now game number 2 is one game that immediately has really fun table presence. Steam Up. Now I have covered this game in the past. I didn't do a commercial for them, but again, this is a game that I did purchase on my own. And it's one that I've introduced to many, many gamers. Like on the weekends, we used to, like every Saturday, my family and I used to go out to get dim sum all the time. I wasn't like the biggest fan of dim sum back then, but I think as I grew up, I just grew to like it a lot more. I'm not as adventurous as I should be, just because there's a lot of seafood and I don't really eat seafood. Now the reason why I always recommend this game is because it is even easier than Dog Park, and it has a beautiful rondel system, which means this table is going to turn around. And naturally, when you have a table spinning like this, it's going to take away turns from other players, and it's also going to make it difficult for you to achieve what you need to get because you're looking for ingredients in this game. And I did also buy the deluxe wooden insert, so I'm going to show you that real quick. You have the first player squishy dumpling, fits here nicely. All of the steamers fit really cool in here in this slot. All the player boards, and underneath all the player boards you have all of the resources for the game, everything wooden over here. Chips are just super thick cardboard.
and even room for sleeved cards as well. Again, another game that you know it's good because it is sleeved. Now the reason why this game is always something that people want to buy afterwards is because one, people love characters that they can relate with. So of course this is based on Chinese New Year, and you have a lot of the animals and you have all the animals of the zodiac. So people like to choose the animal that they were actually born in. For me, I was born in the year of, let's see here, 90s baby, so I was born in the year of the goat, and actually it's very fitting because I am a terribly picky eater, so this one actually fits very well for me. But then immediately, everyone just go to the character that they were born in. So like, oh, I'm year of the dragon, oh, I'm year of the tiger. They'll grab that character and immediately start reading like, oh, what does my ability do? Because then the abilities are listed here. And in this game, you grab a bunch of squishy food from this black bag here, and these are going to get randomized in the steamers. So some steamers will get 3, some will get 2, some will get 1. Look at this. Look at this. I love this texture. And then these steamers would get placed into these pots over here, and they would get randomized and spun around the table. And your goal is to ultimately fulfill recipes. You're going to be gaining these different food tokens, and as soon as you have the food tokens that match what's in the steamer, like for instance 1 chicken feet and 1 lotus wrap or rice wrap and 1 of the shumai. Once you have those 3 matching tokens, then you can purchase a steamer on your turn, and then as you purchase steamers, they're going to be placed onto your board, and of course the more food that you have, then the more points that you score.
Super easy game, but easy to gift because of the same reasons. Clean organization, very light gameplay, actually the lightest gameplay out of the 3 games that we're talking about today. But the themes easily resonate with people, and it also has the biggest toy factor out of all of them. So if you like that unique table presence where you're just spinning these fun steamers around and you're collecting squishy little food and everything, it's a very adorable light set collection game that is a huge hit with new gamers. Okay, now the third one, definitely the most popular globally at least that I've seen, and one that I've actually taught at a convention, and one that I've gifted probably the most out of all of them. Flamecraft. What was Flamecraft doing underneath the blanket? So you can see the theme here in these light games. You want things that are organized because the easier it is for people to take out a game and play, the more likely they will play it and buy more games. Look at these resource trays. If that isn't enough for you to gift this game, I don't know what would be. The mat is, well, one, it's not as golden as you see here in this video because I'm playing around with a new camera. But you do have to be aware here that this does take a lot of table space. It's also a little bit awkward because you are placing shops here and here in the bottom, so top and bottom of this player board. So the table presence of this is beautiful and it's stunning, but it is a little bit awkward. Out of the 3 games that are giftable today, I will say that this is my favorite to play out of all of them because it does cater towards more experienced players, since you can add in a ton of unique asymmetric abilities with the shops. Art's amazing, the miniatures are amazing, the insert is amazing. There's a reason why Flamecraft is such a big hit, and I definitely gift this a little too often. Plus, this was originally my copy, and my niece took it right away because she was like, "This is so fun, I want it." And I love the dragons, especially the purple dragon. Thank you all for joining me as always on yet another daily vlog. I appreciate you all a ton. If you made it to the very end, go ahead and comment gifted, because that's exactly what we're doing here. Gifting games all the time, gifting our favorites, gifting what we love so we can share more of this hobby to others. Thank you all for watching, and as always, I will see you all tomorrow morning.